May 6th is the coronation of King Charles III. He automatically became king upon the death of his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, last September. Earlier this week, Charles told Prime Minister Justin Trudeau that reconciliation is a priority of his. As he ascends the throne, he also becomes the Supreme Governor of the Anglican Church, which ran around 36 recognized residential schools across the country. During a visit to Yellowknife in May of 2022, the Assembly of First Nations and the APTN National Council called for the then Prince to apologize for the Crown's role in the schools. He acknowledged the pain of survivors, but left without an apology. Some of these same leaders, along with the first Indigenous Governor General Mary Simon, will privately meet with the King tomorrow to talk about reconciliation. And with all eyes on King Charles' coronation this weekend, Indigenous leaders are weighing in. Grand Chief Kathy Merrick of the Assembly of Manitoba Chiefs joins us now. Grand Chief Merrick, thank you so much for joining us today. What will you be looking for in this new relationship with the Crown?
I, as Grand Chief, will be looking for the new relationship with the Crown, with the King, to ensure that we talk about treaties, our treaties that are historic, and our relationship with the Crown that is historic.
And Grand Chief, how can King Charles signal that there is a new era ahead with Indigenous peoples?
Well, when King Charles III was still Prince, he spoke of the importance of reconciliation and the need for a renewed relationship with Indigenous peoples. So it remains to be seen what role he sees for himself as king and as a treaty partner to many of our Indigenous nations.
Now, there's also a new Indigenous Governor General. How will that sort of influence the relationship going forward with the King?
Well, I believe that we're all put in our positions for a purpose. I believe that she was put in that position for a purpose, to be able to speak and to be able to relay to the King on what's happening with Indigenous people in this country.
And last one for you here, Grand Chief. Why is it still important to acknowledge the nation-to-nation relationship in terms of treaty rights?
Well, treaties are international agreements with the British Crown and First Nation people, and our ancestors signed those treaties in good faith. And the government, the Crown has a fiduciary responsibility for our people. It was in the treaties that they would take care of us, that they would look after us, and that hasn't happened. And we need to be able to speak, and we need to be able to move forward and ensure that our children as well are, that we look after our children for the future. And within this whole process, and with the understanding of treaties in this country, it hasn't been to the extent that it should have been, where as well that we talk a lot about our lands, and historically our people, our ancestors, welcome people to our lands. They welcomed them with open arms, and that we would be able to share. We never gave up our rights. We never ceded to anything in terms of our lands and whatnot. So the discussions that should happen is the land issue discussion, and resource revenue sharing, and the control of our own citizenship. So those are just some issues that I would love to talk about in terms of where we're going to go with our treaty relationship with the Crown.
And we'll certainly be watching how the relationship unfolds. Grand Chief, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you so much for having me.